What's up, YouTube? Michael here. So I'm gonna make a video on a project that I'm kind of already in the middle of, probably a little bit over halfway actually, but I did take some pictures along the way, so I'll be able to install those in the video now to catch you up to where we're at now. But basically just making a storage rack for the Sea-Doo to carry coolers, maybe some kind of tent or umbrellas, or even some folding chairs, you know, if you just want to beach up on a sandbar for the afternoon. But I'll go ahead and show you, kind of walk you through what I've done so far and the tools that I use to do this. So basically I would do some things different too, just like always. The first time I do something, I would always do something different on the second one. As you can see, this is warped pretty good, and that's because it's, I believe, like 80 thousandths aluminum, but I got a good deal on a lot of it, like 5 by 10 foot rectangle of it for like 80 bucks, so I bought it. But I would maybe stack them next time, or just buy like 1/8 inch plate and go from there. And then the tubing is just all round tube, 1.25 by 0.65. And then on the bottom here, it's just got a some pretty clean welds right there, if I must say so myself. But the link system, I just got it screwed on temporary right now. Put some lock washers and stuff eventually. And I ordered some adjustable furniture legs as well to screw down to give it some extra support, because the link system itself is kind of wobbly. But basically I just made this plate that I cut. I made a template of about how big I wanted the rack to be, and it turned out to be 22 inches by 44 inches. So I then cut the aluminum plate to it, and then I took the tubing and just measured it with a 45-degree angle from tip to tip at 44 and 22, and then went ahead and built this top rail, if you will. And then I set everything up on the back of the ski to determine how high I wanted this to be, and I ended up coming up with like 7.5 inches or so. So I picked up a JD Square tube or notch master for this job. I've used one before, borrowed one before to make some roll cages and stuff like that. But so I actually bought one this time around, so I have my own. And I just notched the tubing and then measured from the lowest part of my notch out 7 inches, chop saw, till I made them all. And then I measured it up and plotted them out where I wanted them and welded them on. So this is where we're at now. So I want to put a couple pole holders on it, so I kind of figured out what angle I wanted with a couple of these tools here, pretty much like this here. So I came up with about 70 degrees. It was 68, 70 degrees is about how I wanted it. So just for simplicity, I went with 70 instead of 68. It just is showing 67 here now. And a couple different tools I use to do the same thing. You know, if I'm trying to get that same angle, you have to think of it off of 90. So 70, when you set it up in the tubing notcher, would be 20 degrees, which I can show you that real quick. So on the back here, it's got some degrees. So if I was looking for 20, I would just bring it into about right there, and that would be your 20. So let's say I got the first pole holder set up at 20, right? Actually it'll be on the outside at 20. So I have two of them, one on each side, that are come off the outside at an angle, but these were set up at 20. So if I want this one, which I just straight cut, it's going to come across the bag. If I want it to be at the same angle, you can use any one of these tools to achieve that. Like I said, basically you set this up here because it's fixed, it's not going to move, that angle's done. So you set it up to where you want it, and then obviously I can't do it with the camera in my hand. But you take this tool with your other hand and you just line it up with the two angles that way and this way, and whatever your number is, you just do the same thing over here with this tube. So you would just twist it to 70 degrees and then they would both fall at the same 70 degrees and look uniform. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean these pole holders up and get them welded on here. All right, well, here it is. This is the do-it-yourself jet ski rack. It's about 50% polished at the moment. I still gotta polish it a little bit more, but it's looking pretty good so far. So these bolts here are the other side of the stud for the adjustable furniture legs that I got off Amazon. I think I mentioned them earlier, but I spray painted them black. Hopefully they won't rust. If they do, I'll probably have to find some like some stainless steel ones, something like that. But they definitely help with the rocking. It almost has no play in it at all, which here I can show you real quick. So here's the play. Man, you have to pull up and down on it pretty good. Has maybe like 7/16 of an inch play, but that's pulling on it pretty good. Like just riding and hitting waves and vibrating, it's solid. It ain't going nowhere. So if you like this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned.